my name is Tina, and this is the third video installment in my Walt Disney World album share using Project Life page protectors and a variety of product. Now, in my first video, I talked about the planning for the trip, our travel there, and our first day in the park. My second video, I talked about our second day in the park. And today, I'm going to talk about our third day in the park, which is the day that we started out in the Animal Kingdom. Now, in my last video, I forgot to mention, I'll just turn back to one of these pages, how my photos on all of these have the white border with the black inner border on those. And you'll notice as we get to this day, then I switched that up and I've got the black border with the white inner border. Like I mentioned in my first video, it's just something that I did each day in order to give a little bit of cohesion for the day, but also show that, hey, there's something different going on here. So as we're looking at this page, we've got my day 4 title card, and I kind of mixed it up in the album wherever it felt best on the first page. I had that day 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. December 3rd, 2013. There's our guide map again. I have one of those for each day. I've got the selfies I took at the bus stop pretty much on each day. Little journaling card from Project Mouse. This is one of those Mickey heads that I cut with a silhouette. I believe that digital kit that I used is the, it's American Crafts line, something about camp. Wow, that just left my mind. I knew it before I started talking. I should have just kept my mouth shut. Anyway, the pictures down here, same picture. I just use a different Rad Lab filter on both ones. You can see the amazing Christmas trees they put out. This is at the front of the park, and I just wanted to show that. And I couldn't decide which one I like better, so I thought, hey, why not put them both in? We've got the picture of the Animal Kingdom going in. Our first stop that day was at the Adventurers Outpost so that we could meet Mickey and Minnie, got their autographs, and you might wonder why on earth are 2 adults going to meet Mickey and Minnie first thing in the morning. But when I did my travel plans, or the touring plans website, that was the only thing that made sense. Using the data that they had, any other time in the day would have just taken too long to wait in line to meet them. So we made sure that we did that first. I know, a bit of a Disney geek there, but anyway, it was our first trip to Disney World, and I wanted to get the most out of it I could. So it worked for us, and I would recommend it if anybody's going for the first time and they aren't quite sure what they're in for. The next page here, we've got Expedition Everest. I know it looks like my sticker there is coming off. I'm going to have to fix that, my thicker. This metal piece is Making Memories. I know they have been out of business for quite some time, but I picked that up at a warehouse sale that they had put together at one point. I used a few of those in my album. The piece here and here are both Project Mouse again. This is just a piece of pattern paper that I had in my stash. I believe it was a die cuts with a view paper, but then I put some ink on the edge there just to kind of get the colors that I was seeing in the pictures. Pictures here from the photo pass of our ride. Some little eyelets from my stash. Those are the little, I can't remember what they were called. They're Brad's buttons. Buttons isn't the right word. Man, that's going to drive me nuts. I'll think of it and I'll put it in the video if I remember some wording on there, and if I can figure it out. I'm not so great at the video thing. Turning the page, we got the Maharaja Jungle Trek, and I'm sure I'm slaughtering the name of that and how to say it, but there it is. So just some pictures as we walked around, just some pictures of me having fun and Scott having fun. When we see the Danger Tiger sign, we stopped and we watched the tigers for a while, and I got some pictures through the glass. You can kind of see a little bit of the reflection there, but I think it worked out okay. The next page, we've got stuff from Discovery Island. We went over it and did that It's Tough to Be a Bug, so these are for pictures just waiting in line for that. And then, you know, the common picture, you know, with the glasses, and it's super dark in there, but I think you still get the idea of what we were doing there. After there, we went over to Dino Land, got a picture of the crocodile, and got a little stamp here. This is a Stampin' Up stamp from way back. I think it was Wild Things in that stamp set. And then as we were walking around, we were actually by this place, which is one of the places to eat, and we see Pluto and Santa Goofy walking over. So we kind of followed them over to their place where they meet and got in line, got our pictures taken with them, and had them sign autographs. They were really funny. I always think it's interesting with the characters that can't talk, how much emotion and meaning they can get across just with hand gestures. So it was a lot of fun meeting them. Oh, and this is a Project Mouse card, and you can say my favorite character I met today was Santa Goofy. So next, we went over to Dinosaur. I loved Dinosaur. Once I realized it was the same ride vehicle that they use in the Indiana Jones ride at Disneyland, I was hooked. And I know a lot of people, it's not their favorite, but I loved it. So we did it a couple of times that day, and I would have went more. My husband, it was not his favorite, but he was a good sport for me. Went over to the playground just for a little bit, got some kind of fun pictures, just to say we had been there and done it. This is the Say Cheese line from Simple Stories. I believe that might have been Say Cheese as well. This is Project Mouse. Turning the page, we ate up here at Flame Tree Barbecue. Highly recommend it. It's counter service. It was reasonably priced, and it was good food. So get there early because the line got pretty long pretty fast, but give it a go if you're in Animal Kingdom and hungry. Let's see, over here, there's those Mickey punches. I just did some random ones there. I've got some washi tape on the side. You can see Everest in the background. This was on our way over to Africa, looking back at Asia. And then here, I know I'm kind of geeky, but I love the way this turned out. These are all Project Life cards. They were all from the same kit. I believe... I'm not sure what kit that is. I believe it's the Slate kit, but I'm not sure. Anyway, I just thought that turned out well. These were Sizzix dies again from my old stuff, and then you've got thickers going on, and I just thought it turned out well. I didn't have a lot to say about it, but I wanted to, you know, give a nice big presentation on it. Here we've got my little journaling card, kind of about what we did, but like I say, I didn't have a ton to say. Over here, I liked the way I did this, and the back is similar, where I used the two 4x6 page protector, but I kind of did one layout that kind of ties together on it. So I did them at the same time, and I essentially just cut it in half after I was ready. So this is on the Wildlife Express as we're getting ready to go over to Rafiki's Planet Watch. And then here we've got Rafiki's Planet Watch. Same thing. The paper here and here are from the same kit, but this is the Project Life right here. And then this paper is from this kit as well. So put it all together and then cut in half. Over here we've got Kilimanjaro Safaris. My husband by this point was sleeping. This is towards the end of the trip, and I just caught a quick picture of it, but we were tired. After we finished our safari, we went over to Camp Minnie and Mickey, which once again is no longer there, but we got pictures with Baloo. He was a hoot. Louie, of course, didn't sign pictures, kind of impossible with those arms. But got the Project Life card here. This is Project Life as well. So is that. This is from the Say Cheese line. This is from the Say Cheese line as well. Right before we left the park, they had the Jingle Jungle Parade. So just a little quick bit about that, and then just some pictures from the parade that my husband and I had taken. So since Animal Kingdom closes early, we decided to go over to Hollywood Studios. This was the first time my husband had been there. I had been there actually on a work trip a few years before, but I had never seen Fantasmic. So our reason for going over that night was to watch Fantasmic. But we got there in plenty of time. So we went and got something to eat at Rosie's All-American Cafe. A little bit of a card there talking about it. This is my homemade fry sauce. If you don't know what fry sauce is, it's a mixture of ketchup and mayo. We use this all the time in Utah. Have for years, but I noticed that it's going throughout the country whenever I travel these days, whereas in the past you couldn't necessarily find it. And if I'm just a hick and I don't know what I'm talking about, remember I grew up in a small Utah town. Anyway, over here we've got, I kept reading about the carrot cake cookies, and so I knew we had to try one. And I was trying to get pictures of everything before we ate into it, but I had forgot on it. I was just so excited to eat it. So there's part of our carrot cake cookies. So $4.25 for that cookie, worth every penny. We actually bought it and then walked over to Fantasmic viewing spot and just ate it while we were waiting for the show to start. This sticker, I don't remember. Wow, I am struggling today with my memory, but it's just a sticker that I put down, and it's kind of transparent, so you can see the polka dots behind it, which I'm not thrilled with, but I'm not willing to do anything about it either. And then, end of the day, we watched Fantasmic, little pictures from the whole show that I was able to get, and little, these are Project Mouse that I had just did in Lightroom. I just threw in the little pictures to go with that picture because this didn't need a whole 4x6. I thought it was good. I think that's a 4x4 right there. And then finally, like always, we have our how we ended the day cards. We actually walked back around the boardwalk, which I didn't take any pictures of, but then we finished the day in Epcot and got some pictures around the world by the PhotoPass photographers. And once again, if you're thinking about going to Disney World, I would highly recommend the PhotoPass package if you want pictures of your entire family where everybody's in the shot. Now, you don't have to buy the package. You can always just give them your camera. But I was happy to pay whatever was needed because then I not only got these pictures, I got pictures with the characters, and I got all the pictures from the rides, and it made me happy. So I splurged and went ahead and did it. I've done it since then at Disneyland as well, and my husband and I have a trip upcoming for Disneyland, and I will do it at that time as well. I'm sold on the idea. Anyway, that's the end of our third day in the park. I should have probably 2 more episodes to go. Thanks for watching.